Have you noticed that we've moved away from the old concept of how a workday should be structured? And are we actually rolling with those changes? We're going to get into that today and explore it on the 3-1 Group. Hi, everyone. Dave Shore, along with my fellow compadres, Mike Morgan and Kevin Kolbe. Guys, I don't know about you. I have tried to roll with the way that life gave us a little bit of a curveball and kind of change the structure of the day. But I'd actually like to hear yours first, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, look, my days pre-COVID, pre-lockdown, world changing, my days were up between anywhere from 4:30 to 5:30. Getting my day organized, making breakfast, getting in my car, driving to the office, making sure that I was one of the first people in the office, prepping my day. Getting ready for the invisible or the non-audible bell to ring at 8:30, and all of a sudden, we're off and running from 8:30, and it's a sprint to 5:30, and probably work another hour past the quitting bell that never rang, and then the drive home, and it was a 5 o'clock to I'm finally starting to slow down at about 7 o'clock in the evening kind of routine. And that was, 15, 20 years of my life. COVID hits. There is no office to get to. There, in-person meetings that in the sales world, might take an hour and a half to 2 hours each between drive time and actual meeting time. All of a sudden are now 30 minutes at a time. You can hold more meetings. You can hold them more effectively and more efficiently. And all of that has led to a significant change in my schedule. Where I used to get up at 5 in the morning, I now get up around 7:30. Where I used to drive 30 to 45 minutes into the office, I now walk 3 minutes into my workspace, and it's created this situation where my day isn't as structured, but it's more productive. And I measure productivity by the outcomes of the efforts that I'm making. And, whereas a salesperson or as a sales leader, I'm able to have more meetings, more effectively, more efficiently, with less time requirements. In sales, there's nothing more magical than that. The volume of people you can talk to in an effective and efficient way can create a better outcome for you. So, I think that just the change in the world and the world environment has significantly impacted my schedule, and it's just made me think about that old wisdom that if you're not up at 4:30, working out and running hard by 6 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be successful. I don't think any of that holds true anymore.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I love these articles that I try and stop reading them about the, if you really want to make it, you need to be up early every day. And then it's like, well, what does that mean? What is early? I mean, anymore. I was actually already working at home. I mean, my home office is my studio. And so I was already doing that, pre the world shutting down. So there wasn't a shift for me, but what I saw, though, was happening is that when the school started shutting down, our youngest was still in school, is that all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I didn't need to get up as early as I did to get that going. And so you kind of adjusted the day. I remember years ago having some friends that had clients all over the world, and he would say, well, I've got a call with Thailand tonight at 10 o'clock, and then I've got a call with whatever country at 6 in the morning. I'm like, man, I can't even imagine doing that. Well, now my clients are all over the world because we're doing more virtually. So in a way, I had a head start to kind of adjust it, but then I've had to adjust again. And Mike, like you, I mean, in fact, our daughter asked the other day about, Dad, don't you still get up at 5:30? And my wife and I looked at each other and was like, no. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I set an alarm. Now, of course, I'm probably getting to the age where I wake up, but it's like, I can adjust my day around what I need, or maybe what a client needs or content I need to work on. So, it actually, I find it more freeing than need to be in the office by 9. I got this to do. I mean, I still keep an agenda. I still keep calendars. Probably calendars better to say an agenda, you know. And all right, well, I gotta fight the traffic on the way home. So to me, it's been more liberating.
Yeah, I think, you know, besides the hundreds of hours that I'm saving in the course of the year, not having to worry about the wardrobe down below the camera now, it honestly, though, the change for me has not been changing the actual structure of the day as much as it is the amount of time you have to yourself a little bit more. That there's less distractions, whether it be traffic and who's riding your bumper or upsetting you in front of you, or getting into those conversations or whatever with people throughout the day. You miss that part of it. But I'll tell you what, if you manage what it can do to the focus that you're thinking about, I think that's been amazing. I think that focus time was always hard in certain situations in that old school way.
Yeah, look, I think time management is an industry. You know, there's a lot of wisdom around it, but I think at the end of the day, the goal is output effectiveness, you know, and achievement, right? So it's, you know, your day should expand as much or contract as much as it needs to accomplish the goals that you've set out for yourself for that day. If you can accomplish those goals in 4 hours a day, that's fantastic. You know, you've got a lot of time to do other things. If it takes you 10 hours in a day to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, you know, so be it. You know, the changing work environment, I think, has given us a little more flexibility and elasticity with our time management structure. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not about how early do you get up, how late do you stay up, you know, how long do you work? It's all output based. Are you putting are you managing your process, whatever your process is, your success process, consistently enough to give yourself a chance to achieve the goals that you want to achieve? And whatever the time is required to do that, that's what you need to invest. And if those hours are invested in the morning or in the evening or somewhere in the middle of the day, doesn't really matter. What matters is the focus and effort in the process to create the outcomes that you're looking for.
Yeah. I think that's a very valid point. And in fact, if anything, I think I would like to think that it's caused a lot of folks to really think differently about what's important and what they need to do, or maybe even has inspired somebody to say, you know, maybe it is time to start that side hustle, or, you know, wow, I've got this time on my hand I'd never thought about. Because it is a different shift in, I think, somebody who's always gone to an office and now they're totally working at home. Some people, you know, have to find a space, and some people, you know, I mean, there's always distractions and things like that. But it's like, well, wait a minute, maybe what if I look at this differently and how that structure might be? And I think those that adapt actually can benefit more in even in just their own personal time.
Yeah, you know what? That's, Kevin, that is a fantastic point, because I was thinking anyone that might be watching this, they might be wondering, well, what can I take away from this? You know, because you find out you got a surplus of that time. And I look at you two guys, just the three of us through this time period that we've all gone through in society and having to change this. It really allowed us to experience a little bit more and learn a little bit more about digital platforms and everything else. And when you mention someone who has a side hustle, the one thing that keeps them away is, I just don't have enough time. Yeah. And you start to find that creating a little time to learn some of these things out there, I think we're finding that it has had a positive effect. I didn't know where we would find those positive effects, but I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, that's great, guys. I think that maybe you'll find out how you're going to use that little extra time to make it effective for yourself. What we would like you to do is take a little extra time, subscribe to this channel right here for the 3-1 group, and you can check out all the other topics that we've gotten into. And by the way, we love ideas. What is on your mind? What are some of the challenges that you face, or some of the questions that you ask yourself? Put them in the comments section as well, and continue to watch, because we will get to those as well, because we look forward to just breaking down and exploring some of these topics. For Mike and Kevin, I'm Dave. Thanks so much for joining us today on the 3-1 group.